Brachos Arts, U'Mashiach es Yisrael b'Bon Yerushalayim. Instead of saying Bon Yerushalayim, B'nei Barachim Yerushalayim, they say Mashiach es Yisrael. Harei a bur. That's a bur. And the reason why that's a bur is because Manchil Artsois seems to say that Hashem in general gives people land. The Palestinians get their land, the Jews get their land, but we're into nepotism. Our Brachos wasn't that we're talking about. We're not talking about the goyim. We're talking about that Rebbeinu Shalom gave Klal Yisrael Eretz Yisrael, and that's what we're supposed to be focused on. So if someone wants to make it politically correct, so that's in the Gemara. It's not stam. If someone wants to modify the Nusach HaBracha, that it shouldn't make it look like Jews are the chosen ones, that Yerushalayim was given to us, and rather you want to make it more parv and less racist, inclusive, that everyone, Hashem gives everybody their land, that's a bur. So someone wants to be politically correct, the more you're a bur. Bris v'Torah v'Brachos Arts, and if you don't mention bris and Torah in Alakoil, Malchus Beis David b'Bon Yerushalayim, it doesn't mention Malchus Beis David in the third bracha. Lo yotzi de chayvasai, he's not yotzi the chiv of benching. Misayelei l'Rabbaloi. This is our right, Rabbaloi. To Amar Baloi Amar Yaakov Bar Acha Mishum Rabbeinu. Kol Shaloi Amar Bris v'Torah b'Brachos Arts. Any person who didn't mention bris and Torah and Brachos Arts, u'Malchus Beis David b'Bon Yerushalayim lo yotza yidei chayvasai, was not yotza the chiv of the bracha. This Rabbeinu, the Tzionim mention, is probably Rebbe, who just said this halacha. So Rabbi Amar Yaakov Bar Acha said Mishum Rabbeinu, it's called Shalom Bris v'Torah b'Brachos Arts and Malchus Beis David b'Bon Yerushalayim is Rebbe. That's an important piece of information that'll be relevant a little bit later. So this is Rabbi's halacha. So Rabbi said that if you didn't say bris v'Torah b'Brachos Arts and Malchus Beis David b'Bon Yerushalayim lo yotzi dechavasei. Peligi ba Abba Yosef ben Destoi v'Rabbanan. Abba Yosef ben Destoi and the Rabbanan had a machlokes. Chad Amar hatoy v'ametiv tzricha Malchus. One of these two mandorim said that the bracha of hatoy v'ametiv needs Malchus. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam makel avinu makenu, which is what we say. V'chad Amar ein tzricha Malchus. You just say Baruch atah Hashem makel avinu. Man Amar tzricha Malchus. The man Amar holds it needs a bracha b'shem Malchus kosaver d'Rabbanan. He holds it to d'Rabbanan dikei bracha, meaning it's not connected to the previous brachas. It's a standalone, independent bracha that Rabbanim are masakin. If it's a standalone, independent bracha, every standalone, independent bracha requires Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam. It needs Malchus. Umandam ain't tzricha Malchus. The mandam holds that bracha doesn't need Malchus. Kosaver d'Oraisa holds it's d'Oraisa, and therefore it's part of a set of brachas, or otherwise known as a bracha smucha lechaverta. And the bracha smucha lechaverta does not require Malchus. Tana Rabban. Ma'u chosim b'vinyan Yerushalayim. How do we finish off? How do we end up the bracha of Bnei Yerushalayim? Rabbi Yossi bar Yehuda Omer, Mashiach Yisrael. You say Mashiach Yisrael. Fragt Gemara, Mashiach Yisrael in Binyan Yerushalayim loy. Are you telling me that Rabbi Yossi means to say that that's the primary bracha that you're supposed to make? Mashiach Yisrael. We actually just learned that if you say Mashiach Yisrael, Harei is a bur. So how could that be the main focus of the bracha? Zokt Gemara loy. Ela ema af Mashiach Yisrael. What he means to say is avada, the right bracha that you're supposed to say is Bnei Barachim of Yerushalayim. However, if you didn't and you just said Mashiach Yisrael, you'll also be Yaitze, which is consistent with what we said earlier, but it makes you into a bur. Well, it seems like you're asking Al Kol Matbeya Shetov Chacham. You're not allowed to change it. I guess now we have it. I guess at one point it was still flux of how they reached that. They specified the exact nuzach, or they just were machayiv you to say a bracha about it. They specified the exact nuzach. What? It was very flux. Still solidified.
We said previously that the bracha of Bnei Yerushalayim was done by David and Shlomo. If it's done by David and Shlomo, it's not for the rebuilding of Yerushalayim; it's for the initial building of Yerushalayim.
Right.
So how can Mashiach Yisrael equate to Bnei Yerushalayim?
Mashiach Yisrael was meaning in the past He was Mashiach Yisrael, and he built for us, and he attained for us Yerushalayim.
Not that it will happen. It's not.
I don't think so.
Bracha about something that will happen.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Here in the notice, rebuilding.
He's rebuilding? Oh, he told him he's rebuilding?
Rashi says, according to this.
So there's a much bigger difference. It's not just what I'm focusing on in the subject matter. It's a question if I'm focusing on the past or I'm focusing on the future. Yeah. But normally you make a bracha on l'sha'avar, not on la'ba.
That's what I'm asking.
I hear.
I'm asking. I mean, Rashi says.
Rashi says, "Af mashiyim balachtem Mashiach Yisrael, v'loy chasam boini Yerushalayim yotzes at Shuas Yisrael he been in Yerushalayim." So it's much from Rashi that the difference isn't past or future.
So the translation of the article is.
No, we just don't understand it.
No.
Rabbi Bar Rav Huna, Ikloi Levei Reish Galusa. Rabbi Bar Rav Huna found himself at the house of the Reish Galusa. He was there. Pasach Bechada. What the Reish Galusa did is not what he expected. When he started the bracha, when he started the third bracha, because his bracha, Loi Amar Rashi says, Loi Amar Rachem Hashem al Yisrael Amecha val Yerushalayim Yirecha. Because we say Rachem Hashem Lakin al Yisrael Amecha val Yerushalayim Yirecha. He just said either al Yisrael Amecha, or he said al Yisrael Yirecha. The only to one of them. But V'sayim Batarti. But when he said B'nei Barachem of Yerushalayim, he said both. He said B'nei. He said Mashiach Yisrael and B'nei Yerushalayim. So we mentioned two concepts, two ideas at the beginning of the bracha, but the Chasima only has B'nei Barachem of Yerushalayim. But the Reish Galusa did exactly the opposite. Amr Rab Chisda said, Gevorta lamachtam batarti. Is it a good thing to include two things in the bracha, in the chasima? I'm going to show you that you're not supposed to talk about two subjects in the chasima. You're only supposed to one thing in the chasima, because what Tanya we learned, Rebbe Omer, ein choismin b'shtayim. You're not supposed to make a chasima with two things. So he had shver the Reish Galusa. Why would you do such a thing? Why would you be chosim the bracha talking about two subjects? Gufa. Now the Gemara wants to drill down to understand this concept of why you're not supposed to have two things in the bracha. Rebbe Yomer ein choismin b'shtayim. You're not allowed to be chosim with two things. Eisvei Levi leRebbe. Levi is Rebbe Ashayla. We make a bracha every day in benching al ha'aretz v'al ha'mazayin. So that's two things. So if you're telling me be chosim with two things, we are finishing with al ha'aretz v'al ha'mazayin. We're thanking Hashem for Eretz Yisrael, and we're thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for our food. So Gemara, no, that's not really two things. It's one thing. Eretz the mafka mazayin.